something in human nature where we do have like a proclivity to engage in supernatural sightings. And then once we've heard it once, we then reinforce that we've seen it too. And even as like a young man, I mean, maybe you believe this, but like I believed that there was a woman that would stand on the landing of my home and it would like wake me up and I would run and tell my parents that the lady stood on the landing again. There's people watching this that think there was actually a lady. Maybe there was. But you know what I'm getting at is like how can we trust human accounts of these things when clearly humans have an ability to make things up that aren't real in some situations?
Sure. Part of the answer to the question is one of the evidences for Jesus' resurrection is the fact that you and I, Stephen, are still talking about it almost 2,000 years later.
My friend said this to me. I was telling you before about my Christian friend. He was like, why are we still talking about it? Well, we can't prove it.
Right.
It didn't happen. So we're always going to talk about it. There's never going to be, I mean, unless something happens.
Right. The difference is that there are these other messianic movements that happen in the ancient world. Mm-hmm. And so Simon Bar Giora. The reason why we're not talking about Simon Bar Giora as a messianic figure is because he died and his movement died with him. And his disciples didn't go out and then proclaim his continued message until, like, to their own detriment. So I would say a few things. I would say liars make poor martyrs in that you will die for something you believe is true, but the chances of you dying for something you know is not true are less likely. So if we're talking about the disciples, and especially if what they're getting for this particular proclamation is they're being ostracized from their own communities, pagan, Gentile communities, and the Jewish communities, because remember, there was persecution on both sides, because it was at a certain point in time continuing to say that Jesus was the Messiah, and on top of that he was God himself, was not very popular within the early Jesus communities.